release date, news, and some rumors that have been surrounding the movie lately, and everything like that. So I'll be covering pretty much everything I possibly can about the Bloodshot movie in this video, right from down to the small stuff all the way down to like the characters that have done uh, for the actual casting of it was difficult. So for the Bloodshot movie, for the directors I've got, I'm going to butcher their last names terribly. Uh, this is going to go well. Uh, this is going to be interesting. Chad Stellers, yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it, and David Leitch, where they both directed on Wick. First movie, I'm not sure if he did the first movie, anything like that. That's sort of interesting how you instantly take them all down really, really fast and everything like that. It was sort of still fast paced, but also slow action at the same time to make it a little bit more realistic, to make that like war sort of feel and everything like that, like gritty, realistic gun violence, which I really did like, and that definitely is something that they need to go over into the Bloodshot movie. If they don't go with the whole realistic, gritty sort of war tone of the Bloodshot movie, it's going to get something. It's not going to be very well done. It's because I don't want the Bloodshot movie to be something like Marvel movies or something like that. Because Marvel movies tend to be quite happy and family friendly, anything like that. I sort of want this to be a bit dark and gritty, sort of like Logan was, on the level of what Logan or Deadpool was. Not Deadpool though, because that has quite a lot of. It's pretty it's partly for violence, partly for what Deadpool says. But I like it for just the level of violence and the grittiness of what Logan had. If they put that into the Bloodshot sort of franchise or the Valiant franchise, I think that would work well. But the writers I've got written down for who can write this is Peter Berg, and if you don't know who Peter Berg is, he wrote The Lone Survivor and The Losers movies. I am going to get into the cast. I'm just going through the writers and directors at the present moment, and then I'm going down to the cast of it. But The Lone Survivor, and what he did with that is The Lone Survivor, if you haven't seen it, it's a really good movie. He sort of created that dark tone. It was realistic. It was completely realistic to how it was. Like, it wasn't sort of trying to go around and say, oh, it's all bright and happy and stuff. It told it how it was, and all dark and gritty, everything like that. People that can co-write with him is Jason Hall. If you don't know who he is, he wrote American Sniper, along with Chris. He based it off Chris Kyle's book that he wrote after he got back from the war and everything like that. So I found that I was very well done how they did that, because that was same as Lone Survivor. It also made it dark, gritty, and everything like that. It meant how it was. It wasn't sort of going around and everything like that, which I think this sort of needs to be, because we need to get part of the Bloodshot movie to be set in Afghanistan, which means you can meet Kuritic, which we'll get into Kuritic a little bit in the future. Just hold on to that. And the last writer that I have written down is David S. Goyer. If you don't know who he is, he's worked on projects such as Batman Begins, Man of Steel, and The Dark Knight. I wouldn't entirely say he's a good writer. Doesn't have, I don't like some of the things that he said, how Martian Manhunter, some of the stuff he said about the Martian Manhunter entering the DCEU. I don't really like what he said about that. But sort of left a bad taste in my mouth for him. But he does quite well at handling sort of the superpowered beings of the universes. And what he did with the Dark Knight franchise, along with Christopher Nolan, went really well. He's worked on the Blade franchise as well and everything like that. Can't call these things franchise, even though technically they can be considered franchise, technically can't. But he sort of needs to handle that supernatural side to Bloodshot well. Jason Hall and Peter Berg focus on the war side of Bloodshot and the psychological side of Bloodshot. Combine that together and we'll get this amazing supernatural war Bloodshot movie and everything like that, which would be really well done, with some really cool action scenes, thanks to the John Wick directors. For the actual cast, who I would cast as Bloodshot, I've only got 4 characters written down, because which is Bloodshot, Toyo Harada, and Dr. Kuritic, and Gamma. Those are the 4 main characters that I sort of wanted to focus on. I didn't really want to go into the other like minor characters that wouldn't really play much of a part in this, everything like that. But just before we go into the cast, I would just like to touch on where the Bloodshot movie I would like to be set. For the Bloodshot movie to be set in a particular place, it would have to be set somewhere at the very, very start of the Valiant universe. I don't want it set during the middle of the Valiant universe, because that's not going to make sense. If we can do some infrastructure, the Harbinger War has already been going on and everything like that. So you've got Toyo Harada already fighting in the Harbinger War and Harbinger Wars and everything like that. Sorry about that. Just nearly choked on my own spit there. But we have Toyo Harada doing that. And so we can also lead into further movies with the Harbingers and everything like that. I mean, we can also move into movies with Ninjak in it and everything like that. Ninjak is my personal favorite Valiant character, but let's just not get into that during this live stream. But who I'd cast as Bloodshot is Mark Wahlberg. Now I know a lot of people may be like, no, but he's my best choice for it. A lot of people are saying Liam Hemsworth. I don't particularly like Liam Hemsworth. We don't really need a guy that everyone's just going to be looking at for the wrong reasons. We need to be looking at the characters for a dark, gritty character, which he can do. He can definitely portray a dark, gritty, war-toned character, such as we see in The Lone Survivor, which I mentioned before, and also in Shooter. And he also, of course, everyone might know him from the main character. Yes, we should have Bagman. Just randomly, just throw Bagman in. It doesn't even matter. I want a full Valiant solo movie universe based around Bagman. It doesn't even matter that it's not connected to my Bagman universe, 100%. But most people would know Mark Wahlberg from the Transformers franchise, from the last 3 Transformers movies. They weren't particularly good, but he's known for that, I guess. The next person I have written down is Toyo Harada. If you don't know who Toyo Harada is, they're basically a really powerful group of. He's the most powerful Harbinger, which Harbingers are like the protectors or the first protectors or something of Earth. I'll do a history later in the line, history of the Harbingers or something in the future, history of Toyo Harada. I don't know when I'll get around to that because I have a couple of videos I need to write and record coming up shortly. But what he plays the principal in Spider-Man Homecoming, and he also plays, I forgot what his name is, the principal's name ancestor in Captain America: The First Avenger. Again, another war movie just to make that little bit down to earth and everything like that. But also he needs to sort of look like him. I sort of got a character that sort of looks like both Bloodshot and Toyo Harada. Kenneth Choi definitely does have that sort of feel to him and everything like that. Some of the other casting choices I have seen for Toyo Harada, I can't exactly remember what the names of them were. They didn't feel very proper and everything like that. Like they seem, I could definitely go to a gym and sort of bulk up for the role and everything like that. But Kenneth Choi, yeah, he would probably need to go to the bulk up a little bit for the role, but he sort of fits that role very well. Like his acting ability can definitely do it as well. Same with Mark Wahlberg as Bloodshot. We've seen his acting ability do roles similar to this before, so he would be able to do this again in the future. It's because we need to get like a war gritty scientist and everything like that, just to sort of be Bloodshot's supervisor in some ways. So that was, yeah. But the hardest decision for me was probably casting Dr. Kuritish. Now, Dr. Kuritish was the hardest person to cast because I had to go through and just see a few other characters. Not a few other characters. I had to go through multiple actors and think, were these good enough? So I had to scrap like 5 or 10 different actors just to get to the one I picked. But for Dr. Kuritish, I picked Jeff Bridges. Most people may not be familiar with the name. He's sort of he's famous, but not. Many people, I guess, would know him properly. They know his face, but he played the Ironmonger in Iron Man, and he also played in Crazy Heart. I definitely think that he definitely has that ability for it. I was talking about the crazy scientist before. I was just skipped ahead of myself. This is like the war-torn scientist, I guess. But I definitely think he definitely has the acting ability for it. Stuff that he's seen he's do with Quentin Tarantino, such as in The Hateful Eight, he's definitely has the acting ability to be able to do sort of a gritty scientist character. I don't think he's played a sort of a scientific character before. Ironmonger in Iron Man, I think, comes the closest to that character, which he played really well. So I think he definitely deserves a shot for that. There's some argue that Ironmonger wasn't a memorable character, but I reckon he was a memorable character. But Jeff Bridges, he definitely has the ability. He can simply just grow like the beard he needs for him and everything like that. Quite simple that he needs to do. He wouldn't really need to do much preparing for the role. He would be able to just a little bit of I don't think he would need much makeup. Just a little bit of trimming for his beard and hair, then he'll be perfect for it. The role. This is just getting sort of weird how we're talking about this now, but I think he's Jeff Bridges is the best choice for that there. And now Gamma. Gamma, take that back about what I said about Dr. Kurtish. Gamma was the hardest character to cast because I went through images of Gamma trying to get like a good representation of what Gamma she looks like. It was difficult to find get a character for an actor for Gamma to play, but I think I've got the best choice, which is my choice is Kathy Bates. If you don't know who Kathy Bates is, she plays in American Horror Story and also in Titanic. So that should give you a little bit of a basis of it. If you don't know who they are, you can just type them up and simply see what they look like and everything like that. But I think that would be the best choice for him. Not being rude to Kathy Bates, but she sort of looks a little bit similar to Gamma in some sense. Not being rude to Kathy Bates or anything like that, but definitely sort of looks a little bit like Gamma as a whole, which I think would definitely play into that sort of feel as well, because she could definitely fit into this whole universe as well, because she definitely has the acting ability for it. Yeah, Gamma's a villain. It's so when Bloodshot breaks into the facility to go rescue or destroy to get revenge or something. I can't right off the top of my head, but and then he comes across the Peasots or I can't talk English today. Seots, and then he sees them, and then he tries to free them and everything like that. Then Gamma and some robots, an outdated robot group come out, and yeah, so Gamma's actually a villain. I was surprised, and I didn't think Gamma looked like she did when I was just reading over scripts for it and everything like that, getting ready for the script and everything like that. Then when I started to get into Bloodshot and read a bit of it and stuff, I saw what Gamma looked like, and I was like, okay, it's not what I was expecting you to look like at all, but okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's the cast for done. Onto news about the Bloodshot movie. Jared Leto is rumored to play Bloodshot. Please don't make this happen. I don't want Jared Leto as Bloodshot at all. He doesn't really fit the role or everything like that. He definitely could bulk up a little bit to become the Bloodshot we know in the comics, but he just doesn't really suit the role in my eyes. Like, he doesn't. When I think of Jared Leto in the Bloodshot costume, I think of like some bad cosplay or something like that. So whereas Mark Wahlberg, he sort of has a sort of look to him that sort of could easily pull off the Bloodshot character quite well, because he has done acting abilities like that before. Jared Leto arguably has played a sort of similar character with gritty character in The Panic Room, but I wouldn't really count that as a big, really close to how it is, how Bloodshot actually is. So I wouldn't really entirely count that as the thing. Whereas Mark Wahlberg has done stuff before, very very similar to this, very similar to the Bloodshot role. So you're just making perfect choice for it, realistically. Although I highly doubt that any of those characters that I actually listed off will actually, or any of the cast or directors or writers I think that I actually will probably even get to the thing. If they do, hey, that'd be amazing, you know, like the dream cast for Bloodshot would come true, but, you know, I highly doubt it, and they'll probably do Gamma with CGI and probably cast a different actor and probably just do that with CGI, with green screen, with, sorry, motion capture suit, which is a little bit disappointing with Gamma, but I liked more practical effects to make these characters come true and everything like that. Okay, for Bloodshot's nano tech in his body, I doubt that would does need a bit of CGI for it to work. Yeah, I agree. Just a little bit, not over the top CGI. Like, don't cast it. It doesn't look anything like them. Just CG the whole thing. Just do small bits of CGI. Yeah, I agree. Just a bit of makeup and CGI, and away we go. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Just CGI the whole movie. I don't get a CGI. No, don't actually make a CGI movie. That'd be terrible. especially for Bloodshot. Okay, for some thin CGI movies work, but not for Bloodshot. Just no. But the rumored Jared Leto as Bloodshot, I don't think would work at all. Don't get me wrong, Jared Leto is a phenomenal actor. He's done really good roles before, but he just hasn't done something that I would see Bloodshot doing or anything like that. Or I don't really see him as Bloodshot. Like when I, like I said before, when I look at Bloodshot, the fan art of Bloodshot, uh, as Jared Leto, like Jared Leto playing Bloodshot, I sort of think of bad cosplay and I think that if Bloodshot was CGI, it would be Sharkboy and Love all over again. Oh, that's sort of true. I mean, we don't want to get like a campy sort of weird thing like that, whatever that was going on in Sharkboy and Love Girl. We sort of want like a dark, gritty war movie mixed with the superhero tone. Something that's we can define as a superhero movie, but something completely different from the superhero genre altogether, like what we got in Logan. So if you can just get something remotely similar to it, even if it's, I don't know, 20% of what Logan was, I would be happy. That would be absolutely amazing. Just Logan with guns instead of adamantium laced bodies and claws, basically, is what I want this Bloodshot movie to be. But I really do have high hopes for this movie, and I really do hope it succeeds and everything like that. Uh, but if they do cast, if the rumors of Jared Leto as Bloodshot are true, and he is Bloodshot, please no. Just please don't. My hopes for the movie just go down if the Jared Leto as Bloodshot true. Now Dave Bautista as Eternal Warrior, that makes sense, but that's for a whole nother video. That's not even crossing to that area. It's a completely different Valiant character there, but definitely having a sort of gritty, realistic tone. It's still true to the superhero genre. Something completely different, but something true to the theme as well would also work well. And the directors I have written down, the directors of John Wick, David Stahelski and Chad Stahelski and David Litch. I definitely think they will get the role. They'll be up high to be able to get it. I think they'll have some sort of wallpaper. That is a really good wallpaper. That was random, but anyway. I definitely think if they do something with the Bloodshot directors and they continue down that path, like which I hope they do, it would definitely get a really good movie similar to John Wick and a sort of war movies mixed with Captain America: The First Avenger. Mix all those three together, and you'll get like a really good movie. You know what I'm saying? Like this will be the nominated for Oscars if this happens. Like this would be beat the Fellowship, The Return of the King, which won like 9 Oscars or something like that. It will beat that 100%. But that's all the rumors and news and stuff about the Bloodshot movie. Not much has been released. I think there's a 5-picture deal and with a Harbinger movie and a Bloodshot movie. That's only the things that have really been released to do with the Bloodshot movie and the entire Valiant universe as a whole. Eternal Warrior's been rumored and everything like that. Ninjak, I doubt we'll see a run maybe for later on the line in the Valiant universe for the movies, but not straight away. If you still a little bit confused who Bloodshot is, I'll have a video linked in the description below that, which is also my last video, or my video before that, which is who is Bloodshot. If you haven't seen that, definitely do go over and check that out. Just to sort of get yourself familiar with the character. After you watch this or before you watch this, I don't mind, whatever time you're dropping in to watch this. But anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching this live stream. This was only a short live stream, sorry about that. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this live stream as much as I did streaming it. With all that, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.